Young world. I did this video on my last channel, but of course that's no longer with us. It's been buried and cremated. But this is a story about little Kim that has been going around for probably at this point 15, 20 years. That there was actually a clone made of little Kim, and it was shown to her at one point because she felt like she didn't have to obey the powers that be. The story is, one time when she was overseas, I'm not sure what country it was, wherever it was, she was allegedly kidnapped. There was a situation going on, like I said, they wanted her to do something, whatever it was, and she wasn't trying to do it. She didn't think that the elites or the Illuminati, or whatever you want to call it, she didn't think it was real and really had any real power. Because just like a lot of entertainers that feel like they're really doing stuff on her own, she had a big ego and felt like she's above everything, like a lot of these entertainers do. So what they did was kidnap little Kim. Not so much kidnapped as kidnapped her. They just pretty much held her somewhere. They put a clone of her out. They showed that. They told her she had a clone, told her the whole thing. She thought it was nonsense. So when they had her in this place, they released the clone into society and had the clone do an interview and made her watch it and let her see everything that was going on as it was going on. Just to let her know that not only do we have a clone of you, the clone will pass as you. The clone can talk and be exactly who you are and do exactly what we want it to do. We don't actually need you. Because the bottom line at that point, Little Kim's brand was monumental. Little Kim broke down a lot of doors in hip hop. Little Kim was the first female rapper to do a few things. She was real influential. So they kept her there, showed her this clone was able to operate as her, and people would actually accept it. And it messed her mind up so much because the clone actually looked a little bit better than she looked. It didn't look exactly like her, but... And also keep in mind that it may have not been a clone. It may have been just a look-alike, or it may have been just a regular person that looks so much like her that is, you know what I mean? It could have been that. It might not have been a clone. I won't go so far as to say that it definitely had to be a clone, but that's the story, is that it was a clone. It may have just been a total exact look-alike, but actually looked a little bit better than Little Kim looked. And that was when she first started getting plastic surgery, allegedly, but it's allegedly the first set of plastic surgery she got was really the look-alike or the clone that people seen in public. And supposedly it messed Little Kim's mind up to the point where she started actually trying to look like this clone or this replacement, and started altering her body and face to actually look like this clone looked when it was in public, because for one, it looked better than she looked. I mean, on top of course, this had to be very detrimental to somebody's mind that doesn't believe in stuff like this. Like I said, maybe she didn't even think it was a clone. She might have just thought it was a look-alike. Either way, that's still gonna make somebody, it's gonna really be hard on somebody's psyche to realize they actually can not need me, use something different in my place and keep my brain going. Because now she's thinking about how she's going to make her look. Because entertainers are so egotistical, that's going to be the first thing they're going to think about. Is this person or this clone or whatever it is going to do stuff that I wouldn't do, or how I would do it, or say stuff how I wouldn't say it and stuff like that. So it becomes more of a personal thing on that level for people like that. On top of being a huge mind, you know, say a bomb on your mind, something like that will blow your mind. And also, and Little Kim speaks Spanish, and that's supposed to be the clone or the look-alike or whatever it was that was speaking Spanish when they showed her speaking Spanish that one time. Out of nowhere, she knew Spanish fluently, the same way like Lindsay Lohan or one of them automatically just started speaking a different language one time. And that was the beginning of Little Kim going downhill, because it messed her mind up so much that she started really doing plastic surgery. You know what I'm saying? And on top of being probably scared to death to an extent, and all kind of stuff like that. And we see where Little Kim is now. She looks like a totally different person, if that's even her. You know what I mean? Like, who knows if that's really even her or not. But it really messed her mind up. But this story has been going around for, first time I heard this probably was like at least 10 years ago, if not more. 15 years ago. Is it true? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Of course it sounds like a reach, but I don't think it's impossible.